everyone, it's Olivia. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be painting a painting of Pepper. So I have some light gray paint, some darker gray paint, I have some white paint, some dark brown paint, some pink paint, and I have this little color palette of grays. I also ended up using 2 other color palettes. I have some brushes, a sponge, and a beautiful canvas. So let's just get painting. So I started off with my gray paint. I put some on, realized it was way too liquidy, did not like it, went to the color palette, and tried to save the day, which it did. So I started off with his body, and then I went in with my sponge to try and give it some texture. And I wanted to make him have a bigger body because I wanted him to be in the middle and like be the main thing. Then I did his head, and I did the sponge technique, and then I tried to do this thing where I put a whole bunch of grays and whites and blacks on the sponge, and then I patted it all around on his body so that it would like give it a cool texture. It kind of just mixed all into one, to be honest. So after that, I did end up just doing it one color at a time, but as you can see, it did just kind of turn everything into a lighter gray. And then I started doing it one at a time, which really did give me the result I wanted. I just wanted to say that I hardly used any of the paints that were in the bottles. I just used the color palette paints because I liked those better. As you can see, I pulled out a new color palette paint, and I just painted his little nose on with the little pink. And fun fact, actually, I only used 3 different sponges and 2 different brushes, and I did not use water at all. So yeah, then I painted on his legs for the first time. I ended up removing them after and then painting them on again because I had to do other stuff, but I don't want to spoil it, so I'm just not going to try and talk about that too much. Then I did his little ears, and I could not try and get the same color, so I had to try and blend them in, which kind of was a little bit hard, but I got there. And then I painted the little inside of his ears, the little pink part, and then I went around his body with a little bit of white, and I just kept adding and adding a little bit of color until I got that perfect hamster color. For this painting, I really wanted to focus on texture. I really wanted texture, which I don't normally focus on in my paintings. Normally, I just try to make it look nice, but I really wanted texture, so I tried a whole bunch of different shades and tried to like mix them all together and just really focus on texture. And I really like the texture, how it turned out. It's not necessarily the nicest painting, but I really like the texture in it. Then I'm moving on to some grass. So I just kind of put some random little splotches on it, and as you can see, I used the wrong sponge. I used the gray sponge, and then I had to get a new sponge for the grass because I didn't want to use the gray sponge because I didn't want gray grass. So yeah, and I really did that patting technique, and around the edges I took the little brush and I just patted it around the edges so it looked a little bit more finished around the edges. And here's where I struggled a lot with his legs, trying to get the grass around his legs. So eventually I just went right over his legs and just repainted his legs on after. And I'm pretty sure I did the same with his tail. So you can see I'm covering up his legs, and now he's just like a floating hamster. And as you can see, I'm watching YouTube in the background. And then again, I went on with the gray sponge by accident, so I had to try and fix that. Yeah, I had to try and fix that so it didn't look like there was gray. And then I went in with a different shade of green that I did not show you guys at the beginning. I just took it out of the painter at the bottom of the cabinet because I'm doing it on top of the cabinet. So yeah, and I really liked the variety of colors. I didn't have that many greens, so I couldn't really do that many colors, but I think it turned out really nice. And then I'm just repainting on his legs. And I'm just trying to use my gray sponge to blend it in with the legs, and as you can see, I just had to let Bruno go outside because he wanted to go outside. Now moving on to the sky, again with that same texture technique. If you guys want a more detailed video on how I made this painting or something like that, comment down below, because it was really fun to film, and I think I'll film some more like this, videos like this. And here I did struggle trying to get it around his ears because so I just ended up going with a paintbrush and then just kind of patting it gently. So that is kind of how I did it. If I were to do it again, I would definitely paint the background first, then pepper. Oreo break, guys. I'm going to be testing the golden Oreo. Well, I don't even know. Golden whatever Oreo. Let's try it. Never tried this before. That's really good. That is really good. I have to let Bruno in, but that is really good. I know what I'm having in my school lunch tomorrow. Really good. Definitely recommend. Let's continue. So now that we're continuing, you can see at some spots I did take a bite of the Oreo because it was so good. And clearly I left, but so what I'm basically doing is I'm just painting on his ears so that I'm gonna try and like blend them in again. Oh, and it looks like I got another Oreo. Yeah, so I'm trying to blend them in, or maybe I'm just eating Oreos. I don't know. Okay, well now I'm trying to blend in a little bit of blue in the sky to get those different shades and different tones. So I was kind of iffy about using these paints because I didn't know if they were going to be liquidy like the first gray or normal paints. But yeah, and then I'm painting on some clouds. I made two really big poofy clouds, and I really like how they turned out. I don't normally paint clouds like this, so I really like how they turned out. I think the background looks kind of realistic, but the hamster is just not very realistic. And then here I'm just going to paint Pepper's little belly, and we're done. Yay! So here is the finished painting. Really good. I really like it. Here, so the clouds turned out. Really like it. I'm not touching it because it's wet, but yeah. So, yeah. And when it's dry, I'm gonna sign my name here. And I think I might hang it on my wall right there. I don't know, but that is it. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and request a video for a shout out in my next video. So see you guys next time. Bye!